And we are back. Welcome to the Underground Interview King Show, T with the T. Sitting here with my boy Sterling, influencer, motivator, and brand owner of Positive Energy. What's up, man?
What's up, bro? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How you?
I'm glad to be here, man. I'm honored, man.
That's
I appreciate
good.
you reaching out to me for me to be on the show, man.
Yeah, you already know I gotta put my people back on. You know, in today's world, we gotta stick together. We gotta do something, you know, to influence the rest of the crowd, the generation that we living in, because it's crazy out here.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is. So let's start. Let's talk about some stuff, man. What you trying to do?
What am I trying to do?
I'm trying to talk about right now.
Whatever. Shoot, man. I want to answer all questions.
All right,
man.
So your brand, Positive Energy.
Okay.
Where did that start?
That brand, it started. It's a funny story. Me and my dude. This is when I used to smoke weed. Me and my dude. I was like 20. We were sitting in the car, and I was like, I'm gonna start a brand called Positive Energy.
Right.
But I had to go through hardships and hurdles and a lot of negative things for me to actually bring it to life and for it to shape and form and for it to become Positive Energy as the brand.
Wow. So what type of hardships you go through?
Man, jail.
You was in jail?
Yeah, finally. Yeah, I was in jail, man.
Man, I would have never expected that you would have went to jail.
A lot of people say that, man.
Man, it happens to the best of us, though.
And just having to find myself
and
having the positivity overflow in my life.
I feel it.
Because it works internally, then it comes out externally.
I feel it.
Yeah.
So what about your brand that you're trying to do to change the world or the impact of the generation that we living in?
Man, the brand is for everybody. So I'm really trying to change the mindset across the world and let them know that you can make it through any negative situation possible. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to keep that faith and keep that hope and think positive. And I'm also trying to focus on people that look like us, because we deal with negativity, and we all deal with it every day, but ours is a little bit more intensified. The negative situations that we go through and the hardships and stuff like that. So I'm really just trying to change the mindsets everywhere.
So how do you feel about like today's world, like what's going on out there in the world today, dealing with all of the police brutality, the killings, the racism, just, you know, the overall?
I think technology, we seeing it in real time.
Right, because it's been happening.
It's been happening.
We just now watching it with our own eyes, on video.
Yeah, the revolution will be televised, and that's what we're seeing. We are in the modern day civil rights movement today. We in it. We are. You understand?
I feel that.
Oh, we in it. We living in it.
So do you feel like we're making any type of impact?
Yeah.
On like the protesting and the blackout, do you feel like that's making any type of impact of what's going on right now?
I believe the change was coming, you know, because you see the change in us.
Right.
How we doing entrepreneurship, we doing podcasts, we are really switching, we are really unlearning and relearning. You know, because our parents, they did the best they could, but they were still going off of the guidelines that their parents taught them.
Do you really feel like our parents did much?
Yeah, they did.
Or did our grandparents do a lot?
Our grandparents.
Because I feel like our grandparents did a lot, but I don't really feel like our parents did much. I feel like, and no disrespect to like anybody within the older generation, but I feel like our parents didn't lead by example. They let a lot of stuff happen, and they let a lot of stuff, you know, go by just because they didn't want any problems. Or when it was time to stand up, the police would come out and be like, "Oh, I got, you know, 5 seconds to get y'all ass up off this line," or we shooting, or we arresting. And they was doing it.
They was doing it.
But you know, our grandparents, they wasn't doing it. Like they wasn't leaving. They was standing there and they was protesting and they was standing up for what they believe in. But I don't feel like our parents really did much of that.
You right, and you put it like that. We somewhere it got broken, where our beliefs and the structure of as a people, it got broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think now that we're trying to mend it and fix it back, we're starting to finally stand for something again.
Okay.
You check out those early 90s and those 80s, from the 60s to the 90s, we were moving, the progress was happening. We was having the industrial revolution, the civil rights movement. We had all these agendas to push the movement of black culture further. And somewhere it got broken off because we went from civil rights to gangster.
Do you feel like it got broken within the crack pandemic? When crack hit the area?
Yeah.
And everybody just was like,
drugs and money. Drugs and money. Am I able to cuss on here?
Do whatever you want.
Drugs and money. Excuse my language. Fucked us up, man. Fucked us up. Drugs and money. Anything that alters your mind and alters who you are, it's going to be some brokenness in that.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel like the crack pandemic probably took a lot of the worth, took a lot of the freedom that we probably had.
Yeah.
And even though that wasn't supplied by us, it was a setup. The government pushed that out there into our communities. We fell for the shit, and we took advantage of that. And then the government was probably thinking like, damn, they taking this, they making money off of it, and people dying.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they, made that shit illegal, because they couldn't figure out a way to tax it. You can't tax drugs.
They figuring out now that they open up all these weed dispensaries.
Right, and it's crazy. Because all these people that's in jail and got years in prison for selling weed, and now they making weed legal.
Legal. That's crazy. That's the system. Fucked up, man.
Man, the system is
terrible. They do what they want, man.
So, what do you call yourself? Do you call yourself a motivator or an influencer?
I'm just one of the people, man.
Just one of the people?
One of the people that's trying
Are they the same thing? Is a motivator and influencer the same thing?
I think, I believe in influence. If you have influence, you can influence people to do the right thing or the wrong thing.
I think a motivator is somebody that's doing it. Yeah. Or an influencer is somebody that's influencing somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same guideline.
Right.
Same guideline.
All right, that's cool, man. So, you mentioned that you went to jail.
Yeah. Numerous times, too. Yeah.
And was that before the positive energy impact that you had on your life?
Yeah. I've always been a positive dude.
Right.
But in life, you have to live a little to know how you want to live.
That's true.
So I had to go through the challenges and the ups and downs of life to find out who I was.
Sometimes you gotta break some laws.
Yeah. And I went to jail.
What's going on?
Yeah. Because my first time I was 11, 12. My first time I went to jail. Yeah.
Damn.
Did juvie.
What was you doing at 11 and 12?
I was running away, man. Just stuff was going on at home.
Okay. I feel
and so when you don't feel like you're getting a certain type of love, you'll either run away from it or run to it and try to find that love. So I ran away.
And was you not getting that love like from your mom, from your dad?
I was getting love, but I wasn't getting the love I felt that I deserved. I was selfish. I know I was a kid. I wasn't selfish, but they broke up when I was 8.
Okay.
And me not knowing how to handle that, and I don't even know who I am at 12. You just figuring it out. I was just figuring it out.
I don't never think I ever had the thought. I mean, I think every kid probably thought once of like running away.
I did.
Like, man, my parents just pissed me off. Fuck these people.
Yeah.
I'm out here, but
I did it.
I ain't never think where I'm going.
I made the news. Yeah.
Really?
Made the news. Yeah.
So was you on like an Amber Alert?
Yep, I was like 11. Yep, made the news and everything.
Damn,
pictures all over the city. Yeah, it was crazy. It wasn't no YouTube or nothing there. It probably still be up. Yeah.
So that life that you once had, like that, going back and forth to jail, that's no longer occurring.
No, not at all. That's done. It's done.
Cool.
That's done.
Yeah, because our black brothers, the system is not for us. It's not built in a way to help us progress. Prison and solitary confinement is literally made to destroy us.
It is.
But our minds is so strong, sometimes, we can do about 5, 6, 10 years and still come out and be a 100% good person.
Yeah.
And still come out and strive and be better than people that's been out their whole life.
Their whole life.
But it's built to destroy us. It's not built to make us or build us into a better new person. And that's what I try to get a lot of our young people to realize. Like, this ain't the path you want. You really don't want to go down. Like, you think you enjoying this shit now, just like you said, sometimes you gotta break some laws to figure out who you is. You gotta live a little. But going to the extreme, growing up and still doing the same old dumb bullshit that we was doing, 13, 14, 16 years old, it ain't worth it.
It ain't, it's not to make you a better person at all.
Right. All right, that's cool. So, how do you feel about being black in today's world, do you feel like is new slaves today? Like, do you feel like we're out of slavery, or are we still somewhat trapped?
I think we're physically free, but mentally we're still in an enslavement mindset.
Okay.
Um,
And like, how? What's the mindset of a slave that you feel like we got that still?
how we tearing each other down, how we killing each other. That's what they want us to do. They put the guns in our communities. They put the drugs. They put they lower the standards of the black woman, have her prostituting, and they just lower the whole. The morale is so bad, without a boost of good efforts in the community, there will never be no liberation. So it's the mind. We're physically we're free. Well, mentally, it's like like I said, we've been it was a breakage, man. Somehow, man.
So do you feel like today's slaves reply to that statement Nick Cannon had made?
I didn't hear what did he say? I didn't hear what did he say?
He said basically like white people bloodlines are evil. Like the white people are the real terrorists. They are the real evil ones. They are the real rapists, the real murderers, the real kidnappers. We was just bought here. And this is probably stuff that we learned throughout the years of watching what they had did as masters to our people.
Yeah, definitely.
And they fired that man off of every news channel.
Off every news channel.
And I thought he owned Wild 'N Out.
I think probably a partnership, about a percentage of it. So.
He ain't got nothing to do with it now.
He ain't got nothing to do with it. No.
That's crazy how you could just take a person's platform like that and just feel like you could just wipe their career away.
Ownership. That's what it go back to ownership. We have to be majority owners.
That's what Nipsey Hussle was talking a lot about.
Yeah,
then he owned a lot of his music.
He owned a lot of his music. He owned the rights to them. He owned the masters. He owned the clothing line. And it's the majority. And they kind of, he figured out a partnership where he could just get a percent,
Right.
So he wasn't the whole share owner of it.
Okay. And that just go back to financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people today don't know about financial literacy.
Yeah, we weren't taught. Our parents.
I can say 100% that I was taught by my parents leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
They both owned their own business, and my parents, we didn't really much struggle growing up. We had some, our hard times at times, but it wasn't like a huge struggle. So I looked at my father and how he took care of my mom and was like, okay, my dad is somewhat financially stable. Mm-hmm. So I know in my life, I have to be financially stable because this is what I'm growing up seeing. Mm-hmm. But I was never taught financial literacy. Like I was never taught how to manage a dollar or how to run a business or how to put this into savings and flip this into that. I was never taught that.
Me neither.
So what is something that we can put out there to help the kids nowadays to learn about that?
Conversations. We have to have those talks early, at an early age. It's got to start early when you're having these conversations with the little ones. Because once you learn that early, you won't forget it. Like riding a bike. You know what I'm saying? We learned that early, and it's instilled in us to this day to remember. Paddle.
But a lot of kids today, it's not about I don't feel like kids today do the same stuff that we did. Like we might wanted to learn about financial literacy, or it might be important to us now, but that's not important to a kid. That's not important to nobody that's trying to just go outside. The kids don't even go outside nowadays. They just be on TikTok.
They just be on TikTok.
That's it.
Well, you can incorporate it with TikTok. Learning, different learning styles. Like when kids used to say they had the IEP classes for kids. I wasn't in one, but you seen they just had a different approach.
IEP classes, that shit was that was set up for us in the wrong way. Yes, because we had to take a test to get put in IEP classes.
Right.
And most of those tests are biased. I don't feel like a lot of those tests was really logical to the African American community. Okay. How I was taught up and how I was brought up and how I learned is not the same way how a Jewish person will learn, or how a Mexican will learn, or how a Latino will learn. So all of this test is created based off of the Caucasian culture, but that don't apply to my lifestyle.
You're right.
So I feel like a lot of those IEP classes, remedial classes, it was set up to bring us down in a way.
Yeah. You're right, yeah.
Was you ever in?
No, I
They
wasn't.
put me in remedial in like 3rd grade.
Did they?
Man, yes, I was in remedial for like, I was in math remedial, but it was like either IEP or remedial, whatever it was like, it was kids in there that I was looking at like, man, why am I in here with y'all?
Right.
Like these
Right.
kids that,
Yeah.
no offense, but like we used to be laughing at and stuff,
Yeah.
like, why am I here with y'all? Like, and then my friends laughing at me like, you one of the slow kids. I'm like, man, I ain't slow. I don't know why I'm in here, because I failed the test.
But you just learned different. They just wasn't showing you, it wasn't the correct way, but it's your way of learning. Everybody learned different.
Right.
And that's why the class settings should be smaller, more intimate, 12 to a class. You know what I'm saying? So you can really engage with the student and really get to know the ins and outs. If you got 30 kids in a class, that's 30 different learning styles. But if you could group it in small, intimate classes of 12, these 4 kids might learn the same, these 4 kids.
So do you feel like teachers today are more advanced than teachers that we had back then?
Yeah, I think, with time. Yeah, I believe the time makes it either better or worse. So I think with the time, things change for the better.
Right.
So I definitely think they're more advanced. But you got technology. We had computers, but they weren't really.
Yeah, we wasn't there. Everybody ain't had no
Yeah,
computer.
everybody ain't had no computer.
Kids these days, everybody getting laptops.
They got their own laptop and tablet in school.
That's crazy. Yeah, I wasn't on no laptop in school. We didn't even have computers in school.
No.
And I went to a public school for a couple of years. Then I transferred to Catholic school.
Okay.
And when I went to Catholic school, I just felt like everything was being judged.
Yeah. I bet you was the only black person in there.
For a minute.
Or a few of them, you was,
Mhm.
I bet, for sure.
Yeah, everything about me was being judged. So how do you feel like our life of living, like, does that work around our neighborhood, or does that work around the people that we're raised by?
As far as you said, our life of living, what you
So the way that we live our life and the way that we, go about our life, do you feel like that was influenced by just our neighborhood, from a neighborhood that we grew up in, or by the people that we grew up around, like our parents and our brothers and our sisters?
I believe it's a tale of two stories, of two sides, because you might have a strong structure in the household, but if you're coming outside to chaos and you around your peers and they're your influence and they're doing destructive things and they're smoking weed and they're drinking and they're breaking their houses, it doesn't matter how strong your household is, you're going to be more impressionable to do what your peers are doing. And that's what the problem with me was.
True.
My household was it was good, it was decent, but when I came outside, I seen different. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wasn't raised with a structured household. So when I came outside,
So your household had structure.
it had to an extent. You know what I'm saying? I had discipline. There were certain things I couldn't do. I was accounted for. A lot of kids are not accounted for. They're just free. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was running away. I was trying to get freedom, and you know what I'm saying? I was rebelling and trying to find myself. I think I answered your question.
All right, but
So I think it takes a village to raise a child. So as a whole, it comes from the household and it comes from your outside influences.
I would say that I think a kid is more so living his life based off of his neighborhood.
His neighborhood, yeah.
Because kids don't listen. Adults don't listen. So a kid ain't finna much listen. I mean, you can beat a kid to make them listen, and that's just gonna make them scared.
Yeah.
So now they're scared to do certain things around you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're listening to what you're saying and actually, taking that into consideration and not participating in certain activities. Because my parents, I didn't get beat as a child, but
you got whooped.
We got whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us got whooped. That was normalized back
whooped,
then.
yeah.
It's illegal to whoop a child today.
Yeah, I got whooped for sure.
Yeah, my mama come up to the school and beat you.
Yeah.
But today,
I went to the school. I had that too in the classroom.
Well, no, she ain't do that to me. She did it to my brother though.
I got in the classroom.
Yeah, but kids today they not really being disciplined at home. But when you step outside and you see with your friends and see with your cousins and the people that's around, your neighborhood that you want to hang with and look cool for,
right?
That's who influence your way of life.
Yeah,
That's who
definitely.
you know you portray to be in life.
Yeah.
And I thank God that my mom and my dad did not let me outside for a long ass time. Like, I wasn't let outside till I was probably about like 12, 13 years old.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because those early years, you need that guidance. You need them to walk you through life. Really even longer, because you're not really growing until you're 25, I want to say.
I'm still getting worked through. Like, there's a lot that I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I call my dad to the day like, hey, I don't understand this, or I need help with this. Like, my dad helped me manage a lot of stuff in my life, but he helped me because I asked. When I was younger, I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask. I didn't seek any type of help like I wanted it. Today, my mom asked me if I need help. I'd be like, no. But then when I
really be needing it.
Then when I'm in the jail, stubborn as hell, man. When I'm in that jail, I be looking like, okay, why ain't nobody helping me?
Right. Because when you could have asked for help, you didn't.
And that's one of the biggest problems for today. A lot of kids don't ask.
They don't ask.
A lot of kids don't.
They don't ask for help. And ain't nothing wrong with asking for help. You need help. Somebody throw me a life jacket. I'm drowning. I need some help. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to ask for help, man.
So you got these videos on Instagram, man. What's up with these? Where do you be getting the ideas to make these videos?
Man, it all started from that transition from the streets. I'm like 3.5 years removed from the streets now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it all just started just with me seeing Wallow 267. You have to Wallow.
Wallow, I don't know Wallow.
Yeah, he is a big influencer on social media. He really inspired me, and I was seeing how because I had the shirts, but I had a product, but I also wanted to bring a service.
Right.
I wanted to serve people. You know what I'm saying? Like a waiter, when he bringing it out, the platter is hot and ready. So I wanted to serve people through art, and my art is my words.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I wanted to get a reenactment of what's going on in the hood, and I also wanted to do like short stories, basically, you know, and give people encouragement and serve them with positivity. You know, the shirt is just extra. It's just so like
I fuck with the shirts though.
Yeah, but it's just extra. It's not that's just like an extra piece, an entity to the positive energy.
Okay.
The message is more fulfilling, I believe, to people, you know, and it helps me too because I'm relieving some stress and getting what's in me.
So where you learning? Like, who taught you about all of this? To just because you be speaking a lot of knowledge when you be making videos.
Thank you. Myself, bro. Yeah, myself, bro. Just we
Hey, babe.
Hey.
You gonna bring it here and put it over there? All right. Crazy girlfriend. Bye. I love you.
Love you too.
But before we was rudely disrupted. So you taught yourself. So you very self-taught.
Just winging it. Just getting out there. Cause I had the shirts and I had a product where I wanted to serve people. You know, I wanted to do a service to help people. Because I know I'm not the only one who goes through negative situations and negative thoughts. We all go through it. So I wanted to tell them what I've been through and also show them how they could get out of the rut that they're in, you know? So why not with positive words and positive delivery
that. So how long has this been, like, you've been keep on going, like, how long since it's been since you started the positive energy movement?
2018. Yeah, it's about two years in.
Okay.
Going on the third year, next February, yeah.
All right, so then this is something that is a neighborhood thing, or is this just a city thing? Like, do you just branch this off within your neighborhood?
No, I wanted to go global, you know, but you have to start somewhere. Right. So I want to start, you know, in my community. Explain to them what.
And that's you from Cliffview, right?
Yeah.
Right, Cleveland, Ohio.
Everybody
know.
Yeah.
We got another Clevelander. You know, our Cleveland people got to stick together.
We got to, man.
That's just all we is. We just some young black dudes in the neighborhood trying to make a positive impact on people. And that's all we can do because we ain't got nothing else but each other.
Yeah.
And that at the end of the day, that's all we got. We gotta learn that. We gotta stick to that, and we gotta push that out there to let everybody else know. Like, all we got is each other. No matter who doing something for you on the other side, or you know who you think finna sign you, who you think about to bring you up on their platform. All we got is each other. So it's better for us to stick together because we can make a bigger movement than anybody. Our dollars fund a lot of people's businesses.
Yeah.
And black people didn't know that.
Yeah.
For a long period of time. Like when I had went global with my tea company, I was like, dang, like all these black people like messing with me now. Like I ain't never know that we was this important. Like y'all important to me. If black people ain't messing with me, ain't nobody messing with me.
Hello.
All right, man. You got any final words you want to speak to the people?
I just want people to keep going, man. It might start off rough, but that don't mean it's gonna be rough for the whole ride, man. Like when a plane take off, it's turbulence, you know, but then it settles in, you know. And then you get a little turbulence on your landing, then it settles, you get off and you settle in. Life is all about settling in, man. Adapting. You know? So just stay positive, stay strong, man. And know you can get through anything you go through in life. And that's positive energy, man.
I feel it. All right, there you go. You got it. I'm sitting here with my boy Sterling, owner of Positive Energy LLC. We just brought y'all some knowledge today. Just kicked off the first show of Tea with the T with the Underground Interview King. You know, we just bring a positive impact on the world, on the community, and on our people. That's all we here to do. All right, I love y'all, man. Checking out with Tea with the T.